Thought I'd go ahead and do a quick overview of hand pruners and the different types and uses. There's a lot of confusion out there in the market, folks that have questions about which ones to use for which type of garden chores. So if you look, part of the confusion is there's different names that are used interchangeably for different tool sets. You look at all the different names for hand pruners, secateurs, shears, scissors, snips, loppers. And the manufacturers don't help either because they produce multitudes of types of different pruners. They all look different. They all function different. And you can harm your plants if you're using the wrong ones. So I'm going to go over the main types: bypass, anvil, fruit, and snips, and scissors. And we'll talk about those. I won't talk about ratchet pruners or electric pruners. And then we'll do a video on how you can recognize the different types and what they're used for. And we'll start off with bypass pruners. These are the most popular type. If you look at bypass pruners, I'm sure you have some. It's essentially two blades that use a slicing motion and bypass each other and cut. You've got one sharp side and one kind of blunt side where it actually cuts through the material that you're using. And here's an example of a dahlia plant that I cut through. You can see it's a nice clean cut. And if I do a close-up, we'll go to the workbench out there, my potting bench, take a set of bypass pruners, and you can see I've got a piece of that dahlia, and I clip. You can see it's a nice smooth cut. The plant keeps its shape, and it's paramount for the health of the plant. Anvil pruners are the next one we'll talk about. These are best suited for deadwood or woody parts of the plant. You can see there's a sharp blade and then an anvil type flat surface. And it cuts by actually chopping and compression of the plant material. I like to use these on the deadwood. Here's an example. My hydrangea plants, the tips of the hydrangea plants are essentially deadwood that need to be cleaned out for the season. So you can come in. You get great leverage with these types of pruners. And it does a pretty nice cut on that woody type of branch or the type that you're gonna cut. Just for illustration purposes, if you look at using an anvil on live material, you can see it crushes the shape. If I go in slow-mo, you can see it really distorts and doesn't do a clean cut. Next, we'll do fruit pruners. You can recognize these. Typically, they look like snips. They have long needle nose. The blades are typically serrated and they're made of stainless steel, and they help you reach really tight spaces. I love these. I use them for all different types of things, but they were originally made to be able to reach in and harvest fruit. So you can come in, you can clip the stem rather than ripping the stem out, which can lower the shelf life of fruit. You get a nice clean cut with those. The last type are one of my favorite, garden scissors and snips. I use these bonsai scissors for just about everything. They're just like hair clipping scissors, except they've got some shape to them. Really sharp blades, really easy to manipulate with pointy tips. And I use them for all different types of things, like harvesting wildflowers. In this case, this is some delphinium that overgrew one of my beds. I want to thin it out and make sure that these seedlings don't kind of starve each other out. So it's really quick for tasks like this, and I throw that down and use it for mulch. So that's it. If you found it useful, like and subscribe, and you can visit us at thecelticfarm.com.